All right. We'll start in three, two, one. It's a great day at SiriusXM Pandora Now, and I got my dog Devon Culture with me. How
What's
you
up,
doing?
man? Good to see you, bro.
Good to see you as well.
What's
Now,
up?
I don't know if you remember this, man, but you and there was another artist there at Troy Taylor Studio, like when I first met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, this was like when I first got down to Atlanta. Me and like my best friend, we were just trying to get our our marketing and the photography and stuff like that
Yeah.
off the ground. But we actually had a meeting with you, Troy Taylor, and the other artist that you were working with at the time.
Man, there be so
He
many
had the
artists going through
he
that.
had the short haircut. It was just both of y'all at that time. I remember because are you from
I'm from
Philly?
Philly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, man.
I'm trying to think who it might
It
be.
was years ago, like
Yeah,
2 years
yeah.
ago at least. Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
But again, good to see you again.
Good to see
bro.
you too, brother.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So let's jump right into it, man.
Let's do it.
You're working on the new single. Well, we got the new single "Slow It Down" out right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So break that track down for me. Like, what was the vibe in the studio today you created, and what all went into the track itself?
I actually did. I did the track out in California with my homie Jaylee Wesley. Jalen Wesley. I'm sorry. And the way me and Jalen work, he usually just goes into the he actually has a home set up. He just goes into the room and he comes up with a crazy track, and then I'll probably pull up on him and listen to it and be like, "Yo, what the hell?" So that's what kind of makes him unique as a producer. He just comes off the top of his dome with the craziest, weirdest tracks.
Yeah.
And when I heard it, and we both sat down and talked about the concept of it, I always think if the track going crazy, sometimes the best thing to do is simplify the concept.
Yeah.
So how we came up with the concept, he seen what I was actually going through at the time, slow it down, and the way we came up with the concept, I was telling him about a situation I was going through, but consistently in a relationship, in different relationships with different chicks, and I noticed with me, I'm the type of dude who be like, I'm cool with us. I'm cool with us where we at. But when it moves too fast,
Yeah.
you gotta slow that shit down. You know what I'm saying?
feel
So
it.
that's kind of how we came up with the concept. After that, the process is very easy with me. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? He gives me the track, I write to it, and then the dope part about it is he sent it to Troy to put his thing on it too, and they collaborated on it. I wrote on it, sung it. We came up with the vocal arrangement together, and just came together, man. It was pretty organic. It was pretty easy because I've known Troy for over a decade now, and I've known Jalen for a decade plus.
Okay.
Yeah, man. So it was just a natural, organic way of coming together for the track.
Nah, that's what's up. That's what's up, man. It's a hell of a track, but also
Thank you.
just to kind of dive into that just a little bit more, like with the slowing it down, like when things get to moving too fast, like I need you to slow it down. Like what is moving too fast from you, I guess, in the relationship standpoint?
I would have to speak to how we move in this generation. Like I think everybody is looking for connectivity, but they look for it quickly. So then they can determine if they want to get in it, stay in it, or get out of it quick.
Yeah.
So with this track in particular, or just the concept about it, I found myself in a pattern of girls once they start dealing with me, even if it's for a month. It's all right. Well, I want to be yours. I'm trying. We need to lock in.
Yeah.
We need to lock in. We need to lock in. And I'll be like, hold up. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I like where we at right now, but this is quick, just like it is for you. But one thing I know about women that know what they want, they know what they want.
Yeah.
So they know what they want, and they want it now. I'm just the type. I'm hard to pressure into a situation I ain't 100% about. So that's what it really was about. Simply just being like, hey, yo, I don't have no issue with diving into this, but we can't dive into it this quick because you don't even know who you're dealing with until we put some time in between. You know what I mean? Between us, so
we still gotta have the real conversations.
Yeah, we gotta talk on a real level.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Nah, I feel you though. They be trying to love bomb off top.
You know what? Everybody been telling me about that love bomb and stuff. I don't feel like I never had to deal with that, but I've also heard women say to me, "Yo, I feel like you love bomb me." I'm like, well, I just know how to treat you.
Yeah.
If that's love bombing, then I don't know.
Maybe you ain't never had nobody treat you right.
That's what I be on.
Yeah.
That's what I be on. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, I'll be doing the bare minimum. You know, pay for the meal, cool. Come get you, cool. Vibe out, cool. You know what I'm saying? Those be the simple things. And for some reason, it really be like, well, I feel like that's love bombing. I'm like, nah. It could go further.
Yeah, I was about to say everybody just be trying to use the terminology of the century just to make it work for them. Last 10 years it was gaslight, and this year is love bombing.
It's always a new word, man. I'm still trying to catch up, bro.
So like to jump into the project that's on the way, right?
Yeah.
Forbidden Fruit.
Yeah.
Now, how does slowing it down tie into like the overall concept of the Forbidden Fruit project?
So you think about the concept of slow it down.
Mm-hmm.
Forbidden fruit, biblically, the story is about, Eve biting into an apple and then convincing her man to bite into the apple and so on and so forth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like, in a way, it kind of says kind of like what I just said. If I'm telling you maybe you should wait before you actually buy into me,
Mm-hmm.
then ultimately you're making a decision and it's not based off the whole story. So if you want to bite into the situation, you can.
Yeah.
Like, we can go there if we want to, but in the process of getting to know me, you're going to get to know different things about me, just like I got to bite into you. Like, I got to get to know you in a different type of way.
Yeah.
So slow it down, in particular, caters to that same concept of forbidden fruit, because I'm like, we didn't know what was going to happen after she bit that damn fruit. You know what I'm saying? But now we here. It's type time. So I feel like slow it down was just part of that type of concept. It's like it's just a relationship, and that's how most of us go about it. We got to take a chance on it. If it works out, it does. If it don't,
it don't. Yeah.
it just don't.
Yeah. That's real. So I guess like within that, what made you actually name the project Forbidden Fruit? Because like you said, you were using maybe situations that you were going through with some of these females for slow it down. So like, was this like a toxic situation? You were just like, I bit into this one apple and it messed up everything, or what?
Man, I done been through so many toxic situations. But it's crazy. I'm even tired of that phrase.
Yeah.
It's just choices. You know what I'm saying? Like, if and now toxicity is on a high level to where it can be the simplest things. We'll be like, well, that's toxic. I'm like, no, that's just a flaw. That's just a characteristic you might need to change. But that don't make the whole situation poisonous to a toxic state. But forbidden fruit in particular, I've always been from a spiritual background. So the story, I always tell people, believe in the Bible or not, whatever your choices is, but the stories in there are immaculate. Mm-hmm. Just from a relationship standpoint, from a person to person, brother to brother, war to war, people like the stories are incredible. So that concept in particular, given it was one of the first stories I've ever read in the Bible, I'm like, this would be a dope concept because I still feel like humanity goes back to just your choices and decisions.
Yeah.
So, and then it was a track that me and Jalen was starting on, and I was just like, I think it'd be crazy if we do it and really just be coming to the top of me. I think it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I crashed at this spot. He was in the studio. I woke up out. He was in there cooking. I was like, yo, bro, I want to write something like on some like forbidden fruit, like something like that. He was like, word. I was like, yeah, and I wanted to have this operatic intro, but that's all I got right now. And he just went, cooked it up.
Yeah.
And we actually did the intro track to Forbidden Fruit that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And is that self-titled, like, as Forbidden Fruit for the intro track?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So, like, coming from Philly, it's already a city of soul, city of brotherly love. You know what I'm saying? Always had a hella R&B acts, just great music, neo soul, whatsoever was coming out of it.
Yeah.
So how did that influence you to even go towards the R&B lane? Because right now, the view on Philly is like, it's a rough city. I mean, it's always been kind of a rough city, but they see it for the drill rapping and stuff that's going on, like, on the north side. You feel me? Mm-hmm. So, like, how does what you do, one, bring, like, that neo soul and that love back to the city, but also, like, how did it influence you in your style?
If you're a vocalist and you in Philly, you gotta know who was in the city that was that influential. Like, if you got Patty, if you got Jill, if you got Jasmine, Phyllis Hyman, if you got Music Soul Child, just so many things were breeding in Philly as far as even just the neo soul movement, period. Mm-hmm. So you growing up out there and you doing music, and another thing, if you ain't dope as a vocalist in Philly, if you ain't dope, period, we not the type of city about to play with you. If you dope, you dope. If you lame, you lame. So with I don't even think it was motivation. It was like, this was the standard. This is the standard. If you out here, you gotta be dope. If you out here, you have to be on point. You gotta at least, if you're gonna be a singer, actually be able to sing.
Right.
Um, but working with my mentor, Mr. Holly, he's the one that taught me how to do the neo soul thing in Philadelphia
Mm.
because it's so rough. It was
Yeah.
certain venues he just wouldn't. As my mentor, he's just like, nah, you don't need to perform there.
He
And I'm
just
like, but I'm from here. I know how to move it. He's just like, nah, the palette of what people will want to hear wouldn't fit right in this venue. Not the people,
mm-hmm.
but the venue. You know what I'm saying? Certain people ain't coming to certain places.
Facts.
And then it got to a point where me and him balanced that off. Be like, yeah, but Mr. Holly, they still got to hear it too.
Mm-hmm.
So it just taught me to be grounded, understand what city you in, but also the sound of Philadelphia and the neo soul textures. That's to me, it's kind of ingrained in the city.
Yeah.
From the producers to the engineers to the writers to the vocal arrangers, everybody knows the who's as far as vocalists in Philly. So you gotta know how to do it and know how to do it on a high level.
Yeah. And then, like, you know, just with what your career is, you know, formulating into and, like, how long you've actually been working, you know, because you say you've known Troy for about 10 years. So I imagine that you was already doing music before y'all even crossed paths. You know what
definitely.
I'm saying? Like, how important is it to you to, like, just revitalize Philly on the more positive side of music?
I don't know. I never feel like we actually fell in a space to where we wasn't relevant or popping. I just feel like with me, I would just continue the legacy of that. You know what I'm saying? Like just simply just staying authentic. That's the first thing. If you're in that city, you got to be authentic. If you're not, it'll tear you up. You know what I'm saying? So me personally, I just feel like staying authentic to being good at a craft. If you're gonna be the best rapper out there, you got to be the best. If you're gonna be one of the best vocalists out there, you have to be one of the best. Or you'll just fall to the wayside. So with me, I just feel like it's just staying grounded
Yeah.
in the reality of be the best at it or you wasting everybody's time. You know what I'm saying? That's what the city taught me as a vocalist, as an artist. And then I was able to move around and realize coming from a city like that, you've already expected to be dope. I go to New York. Yo, where you from? I'm from Philly. Oh, you better. All right, when you get on the stage, you better.
Exactly.
You go to L.A., it's the same thing. You come to Atlanta, it's the same thing. So, yeah, I just think it's just rooted in the ground. It's rooted in know what you're doing and know how to do it and know how to do it well.
Yeah.
Let that be your foundation. Let that be your starting point. You good from there. You can go anywhere and know how to do it.
No, that's 100. That's 100 for sure. We definitely, if we hear you from Philly, we're gonna put you on. We're gonna put you on the test.
Yeah,
right
I'm
there,
saying.
man. Yeah, for real. So, like, you know, to jump into like, you know, you and Troy Taylor's relationship just a little bit.
Yeah.
How did you guys meet? And then, like, you know, I've seen you kind of cook up in the spot before, so I
Yeah.
know it's a rigorous little thing that you go through when you're at Troy
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah.
University. You know what I'm saying? So break that relationship down for me.
Me and Troy, actually, I was in New York. Got put on the spot. It was an opening night for Drew Hill, and I had got on stage and sung "How Does It Feel" by D'Angelo because they were just asking people to get up and sing.
Did you
And
have
I
braids that day too?
Huh?
Did you have the braids in that day too?
Nah, I had a shortcut. It was a fade, and totally no, and I had a hat on. So I went on. Long story short, I went on stage. I sung. They invited me back. His artist Bobby Stormer at the time was performing the night I came back to open up for Faith Evans, and she was like, "Yo, you gotta hear this kid." So she sent the video of me singing to Troy. Troy reached out to me via DM. After that, he was like, "Yo, come out to Atlanta, man. I like to work with you." I had a performance the day I came out. I think it was A3C, Tiffany Lee, PR, my sister. She hooked it up for me. He came out to the performance, seen it. He was like, "Bro, we gotta get to work."
Yeah.
And that was as simple as that. Now the studio process with this man. Luckily, I've developed a way to where he doesn't have to come in there. It's just like, listen, I don't want to see you until I need your suggestions on things. But the process of growing and working with Troy is he's once again goes to that foundational place. Be ready, know what you're doing, know what you know, and know how to do it. So recording with him is more so like it's a way of him picking apart your personality. So when we met, I'm from Philly, so I'm not used to niggas talking to me a certain way, regardless if I'm working or not.
We gonna box.
So we at the mic, say if you Troy, I'm sitting here and I'm singing and he like, do it again. And he talks like that to you. Do it again. I'm like, okay. Sing the song, just sing the part. No, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you doing it like that? I'm like, bro. But getting to know him,
Yeah.
it's his way of saying, "Hey, listen, we got to break this facade of what you trying to put on. Either you gonna be 100% to where I don't have to say something to you, or the little things you do, I'm gonna break them apart
Yeah.
because you need to know that you need to be on point, and not just that, you can't come in the studio sing authentic music and not be authentic.
Facts. Yeah.
So we used to have a little back and forth, and I remember one time I walked out because I'm like, yo, bro, he testing me on a level, on patience I didn't even know I didn't have. Like, it was crazy, but that's what made our relationship, it's like my OG, even stronger because he understands the essence of music. He understands backgrounds. He understands vocal abilities that you don't even believe that you got. And then just sitting down talking to him in all the years in the game, he just knows so much. And he always surprising you because he keeps reinventing himself. He always working with new artists. He always giving new ideas. And a lot of OGs in the game that I've experienced, they kind of have a way of just feeling like, I know what I know, and that's it. Troy, he stays in a humble state to where he's always willing to learn, even from new artists. So it's always an experience working with Troy, man. Always an experience.
That's dope. I think having someone being able to challenge your ego to a certain extent is necessary when you're trying to grow,
Yeah, it's a good coach. It's one of the things that make coaches the best.
Yeah.
A great coach is somebody that's going to challenge that no matter how many championships you win, no matter how many awards you win. It's always, all right, what's the next level what we doing? So, yeah.
So, like, out of everything that you've been through with Troy, what would you say is, like, one of the favorite tracks that you guys have put out together?
It gotta be between Pineapples and Fears. Fears, I love Fears because it felt like Say Yes by Floetry, who was from Philly.
Yeah.
And that's just one of my favorite songs. But I would say Pineapples is probably my favorite track so far that we put out. We got a couple joints, but I think Pineapples is my favorite because it's once again, it's a neo soul feel from How Does It Feel, and the way Troy was able to flip that. Because what he said, well, I want to do all, you sing like D'Angelo, I want to do a How Does It Feel vibe. I'm like, let's see you do that and make it feel the same way. And he did it. And I'm like, see, you can't doubt this dude, man. So that's probably my favorite joint so far. And it's probably my favorite joint to perform.
For sure. Okay, that's what's up. Now, if we could circle back onto Forbidden Fruit, right?
Yes, sir.
Now, how many tracks is on the project?
Right now, as it stands, it's 8. I want to extend it to 12, honestly. It might be a part 1 and part 2, so we still kind of diving in between the two, but right now it's 8.
Okay. If I had to ask, like, what song are you most excited for the audience to hear as of right now, just out of the 8 that we got? Like, what song are you looking for the people to receive the most?
Ooh. You know what? I'm going to pick a track that I know people are just going to probably bypass until they listen to it, and it's called How Do You Sleep? And I purposely did this song in a jazzy, My Funny Valentine type of way because I wanted it to be felt what I was saying. And basically the concept of the track was when a female know that she dealing with somebody else and she could be sleeping in the bed next to you just as peaceful, like none of that shit going on. And I'm like, damn, this is a crazy concept. And then when I sung it, I made sure it felt grounded in that jazzy, My Funny Valentine storytelling way. And the track is only about a minute and some change.
Yeah.
So me personally, and it's so many dope tracks on the project, but that song in particular, because it was like an interlude, people probably gonna be like, oh, I like it, but I'm like, nah, y'all gotta understand, bro. Listen to the lyrics. And really understand that concept of a man saying, damn, I'm able to sleep next to you knowing you might be, or knowing it, or just knowing it what type time you be on, and I gotta keep my cool. I was like, yeah, so that's probably my favorite joint of the project.
Nah, I feel you 100% on that.
Always subject to change, but right now as it stands, it's How Do You Sleep for sure.
Word.
Yeah.
I would actually like to know that answer too, though. Like, how do you sleep at night knowing that you on all of that BS?
I'm telling you, man, it's let the games begin type energy. Like, that's crazy, bro.
So, like, with all the work that you've done with your career, man, social media has always been going crazy for you with the mashups and, everything that you put out, for the people, just to kind of get a feel for your voice or your vocal range and, like, your style, Which one would you say was your favorite mashup that you've done, like, that people, like, was just like, oh, yeah, like, I need that?
I was if I had to pick one, I would probably say my Rain one, the one I did SWB Rain, and I mashed it up with Can You Stand the Rain. And the fact that that's my favorite, and it got the most reactions out of a lot of my mashups is probably why I like it so much. Plus, I just feel like the way I sang it just gave it a different texture and a different meaning to the songs. You know what I'm saying? The crazy thing is, I was just singing it. A lot of people was like, "Well, do you know what they talking about?" And I'm like, "Nah, I just just singing this joint." And I think one of the SWB members they recognized it. They showed it love, man, and I just always think, that's dope. But that'd probably be like my favorite one out of all of them so far. Yeah.
So, like, with the amount of career that you had, I do want to know, like, what is maybe one of your favorite moments, like, in your career itself?
My favorite moment was probably when I met Maxwell. I think what made it in particular so dope is because when you watch somebody and you study them, they vocal ability, they vocal range, and you know they songs and things like that. What solidifies sometimes, even when artists aren't able to get where they want to go as far as their career pattern, is when you can meet somebody that you actually studied and they be like, "I'm a fan of yours."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what kind of made me feel like, all right, at the moments of doubt, yo, bro, you gotta keep pushing, because if somebody that you watched as a legend and you glean from says that they are a fan of you and your vocal abilities and what you're able to do, sometimes it's just all the stamp of approval you need as an artist to just keep going. So I think as of right now, that's definitely probably my favorite moment, just meeting somebody like him. And he was so humble, so cool, man. And I met him, I think, around like 2017. But yeah, man, I would say that's probably one of my favorite moments for sure.
Shout out to Maxwell for sure.
Yes, sir.
I mean, and honestly, bro, I can relate because I was able to meet Darrell Revis like back in high school. Yeah, and like I played corner at the time, so just being able to have that conversation, like the motivational aspect of it, like wherever you at, it kind of makes you just like, all right, I can do this. Just keep going. Yep,
definitely.
That's dope. So just to kind of wrap it up like this, man. If I could ask you where Devon Culture is, like, if there was a word or a phrase that would describe where Devon Culture is right now, like mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, like what word or phrase would you use?
Grounded.
Grounded.
I think that's a fair statement because because of how much I've experienced and how much I know. I know who I am for sure now. You know what I'm saying? I know what I want to do. I know how I want to sound. I know how I want to move. I know how I want to look. Yeah. And a lot of artists develop that in the process of being out there in the public eye in a real way. But I think what keeps me grounded is the fact that I take the experiences of the whole industry and I take the experiences of all the things that I've been through personally, and I'm able to say, okay, cool, those things creates a foundation for you, bro. Now you know who you are, you know how to move, and on top of this, you're still willing to learn new things, but you have a foundation. You got a foundation of self. You got a foundation of people that you rock with, people that you see had to fall back so those things don't interfere with your future, things like that. So grounded would probably be the best word I'm at right now, yeah.
10 toes down.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Hey, man, well, I really appreciate your time,
appreciate
bro.
You too, bro.
Anytime you want to slide by, it's always love.
Say less,
always, great to have a Philly dude doing a thing.
Yes, sir, man. I appreciate it, dog. We already know my city. We stand on it, bro. We gonna pull up. We gonna do us.
Yes, sir.
All right, bro.